In the heart of the deep woods, beneath twigs and fallen pine needles, there lives a beetle family. The Tumblebugs, they call themselves. Right now, Father Tumblebug is rolling a ball in front of him, one he put a lot of effort into making from dung he found in the woods. All that's left is to roll it on home, where the whole family will make it into a marvelous feast. Mr. Tumblebug lives happily with his wife in an underground chamber where they take good care of their newborn children. 3 little Tumblebuggies can hardly wait for that ball of poop. They really love these dung delicacies. The next morning, an unpleasant surprise awaits the family. The ball is gone. Mrs. Tumblebug is yelling at her husband in despair. The children are crying, and nobody knows where on earth it could have disappeared. Father Tumblebug, though, cares for his family, and he won't just let this be.
Whatever will we do now? How will we feed the kids?
He packs only the essentials, doesn't linger, and sets out right away. He's determined to solve this mystery and won't stop until he finds his lost ball of poop and brings it back home. I'll track it down, even if I have to comb the woods through and through. In that moment, he can't even imagine all the things he'll have to go through on his journey. He's troubled by the rain, a blizzard, a thunderstorm, but also unbearable heat. Though it's nothing that could stop him from searching for the ball of poop. The journey's end is nowhere in sight, and still no trace of the ball. It's almost as though the ground swallowed it up. Mr. Tumblebug is at the end of his rope. Exhausted, he tumbles to the ground, panting, and thinks about whether he should just go home, when suddenly he notices a round brown thing peeking out of the bushes. What could it be? His heart misses a beat. Is it really his ball of poop? He jumps up excitedly, runs to the bushes, and tries to pry it out. He pulls with all his might, but the ball is stuck like glue. Suddenly, the big brown thing starts to wiggle, twitch, and shout, making Mr. Tumblebug jump back with fright. Oh. It's no lost ball of poop. It's just Mr. Tarantula taking a nap. And he sure isn't happy about being woken up like this. Not one bit. Mr. Tumblebug is scared out of his wits, and as soon as he catches his breath, he's out of there.
What the blazes are you doing? Why did you wake me up? You'd better scram or I'll show you.
And so he's back where he started. Hungry and tired, he has no clue which direction to go looking for the ball. He keeps thinking of his hungry children and loving wife who must be worried about him by now. But then he gets an idea. He'll try to ask the ants for help. They surely must see what goes on in the woods from their towering anthill. On he scrambles through the woods, and after a while finds himself in front of an enormous pile of dirt, leaves, and pine needles. He can hear loud rustling coming from the pile. Mr. Tumblebug hesitates, but then gathers his courage and calls out.
Hello, is anyone there? I'm looking for my ball. Have you seen it anywhere? What's the big deal about this smelly old thing anyway?
We saw your ball of poop. Well, we smelled it more than anything. It drove us out of our anthill. A slimy cock snail was oozing along with it and dragged it off that way, over there.
Thanks for your help. I'm off to find it.
At the edge of the woods, he really comes across the thief. She's resting under a mushroom, looking innocent. Mr. Tumblebug wants his ball of poop back, but the cop's snail starts to make excuses, saying she didn't steal anything. She wants the ball all for herself. She'll fertilize her mushroom with it to make it grow faster, and then make it into a nice, tasty lunch.
Give me back my ball of poop, right now. It's for my children, to keep them from starving.
I won't give you anything. The ball is mine. Finders keepers. I won't give you anything. The ball is mine.
Suddenly, a booming sound interrupts their squabble. They stop arguing and they listen. The
We're
noise
done
gets
for.
louder, making the ground tremble. Boom, boom, boom. There's no escape. Mr. Tumblebug knows he's doomed and swoons on the spot.
Ah!
We're done for.
Ah!
Suddenly, a huge furry paw shoots out from the bushes right at them. Smack! The ball and mushroom are smashed to smithereens. The joy they feel at surviving the attack of the giant immediately disappears when they see the squashed mound. Both of them gaze at the catastrophe in misery and moan. The stomping of the unknown attacker slowly fades away. As soon as Mr. Tumblebug gets his bearings, he begins to wail after the giant hopping away into the fields.
You home wrecker, you destroyer, you... Whatever will my children eat now, you overgrown mitt?
Just then, the giant unexpectedly comes to a standstill. Mr. Tumblebug stands by, paralyzed and breathless, and waits for what's to come. Huh? He can't believe his eyes. The giant shudders and suddenly a bunch of balls of poop starts to heap up around him. Woohoo! His children are saved!
Yay! Hooray!
The mean cop snail is paying the price for her remorseless behavior. Disappointed, she sulks over to her squashed mushroom and enviously observes Mr. Tumblebug happily rolling his new treasure back home. Everything turned out fine in the end. His wife and 3 hungry children eagerly welcome him back home. Everyone is happy to be back together and have a new ball of poop.
That's why, dear children, pay attention when you walk through the woods and watch your step. You might even catch a glimpse of Mr. Tumblebug rolling another ball of poop. So be careful not to squash it.